Hi, I'm Jason Houtsma, guitar instructor for WorshipArtistry.com. And we've partnered with SongSelect to bring you this acoustic guitar tutorial for the song Angels from the Realms of Glory. It's a real fun song to play. The video is going to start out with a full band arrangement of the song, followed by a walkthrough of the chords, a walkthrough of the rhythm, as well as a walkthrough of the entire chord chart, and then finally a discussion on acoustic dynamics. Now, if you or anyone in your worship band would like to learn the rest of the carol, you can check out our arrangements over at worshipartistry.com/Christmas, where you can get the full band tutorials for free. All right, let's dive in.
Angels from the realms of glory, wing your flight o'er the earth. Ye who sang creation story, now proclaim Messiah's birth. Come and worship, worship Christ, the newborn King. Shepherds in the fields abiding, watching o'er your flocks by night. God with men is now residing, yonder shines the infant light. Come and worship Christ, the newborn King. Sages, leave your contemplations, brighter visions beam afar. Seek the great desire of nations, ye have seen his natal star. Come and worship Christ, the newborn King. Though an infant, now we view him, he shall fill his Father's throne. Gather all the nations to him, every knee shall then bow down. Come and worship Christ, the newborn King. All creation join in praising God the Father, Spirit, Son. Evermore your voice is raising to the eternal three in one. Come and worship Christ, the newborn King. Come and worship Christ, the newborn King.
Our song is in E minor, and so we're not capoed or anything, and we actually have a number of different voicings that I use in this song, and it's really just a matter of what feels right. But I'll give you kind of a basic rule in the rhythm section. But for now, let's just work our way through the chords. So we're going to start out with our G chord. Our pinky is going to be on the 3rd fret of the E, our ring finger on the 3rd of the B. Middle is going to be on the 2nd of your A, and your your pointer, and then your middle finger on the 3rd fret of your low E. Next, for our A minor, we're going to play an A minor 7. So pointer finger is going to be on the 1st fret of the B, middle on the 2nd of the D. It's okay to hit the A, but we want to make sure we get our thumb over the top to meet that low E string. In fact, it's more than okay. You have to hit the A. That's important. So it's an A minor 7. We're also going to have a B minor 7, and that's going to be our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B, middle on the 2nd of the G, pointer on the 2nd of the A string. D string is open, but we want to make sure we're muting that low E string. And you can either mute this high E string or you can let it ring. It'll give it a slightly different voicing. It's up to you. Now we're going to have two different C chords. One is kind of a C2, ring and pinky kind of back in place there. Middle finger is on the 3rd fret of the A, and you're muting that low E string. Actually, on this one I put my pointer finger on the D as well. And we do that mainly on the choruses and at the end of the verse, whereas kind of in the darker sections, we're playing more of a C major like this. So pointer fingers on the 1st fret of the B, middle on the D, ring finger on the 3rd of the A string, taking care to mute that low E string. You're just going to have your D major, middle fingers on the 2nd of the E, ring on the 3rd of the B, pointer on the G, okay to hit the D, or we want to hit the D. I keep saying that. Of course it's okay to hit a D note and a D chord. We also have an A string that's okay. It's not the root, but it's okay to hit it. That's what I meant to say. And then our thumb is over the top to mute that low E string. Then for our E minor, we're going to have two different E minors. We're going to have our E minor 7, which is the ring and pinky here, using the middle and pointer finger to hold down the A and the D string. Once again, used more for the choruses. And then for the darker verses, we just leave the E and the B string open. And that brings us back to G. All right, let's take a look at our rhythm. Rhythm on the song is probably easier than it might seem. We've got, it's kind of fast, but everything's happening with eighth notes. Just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And initially we're doing picking, but it's kind of open. It's not, you don't have to be super precise about it. The main thing is what you're trying to do is you're playing your chords and you're doing your downbeat on your bass note. And for the most part, kind of hanging around this open G for your changes. So you're getting kind of a... But see, I can hit the D. It's okay if I hit that B. We're trying to stay away from the B a little bit. Just kind of staying on these lower sections. And you can get either real precise, or if you want... It's more about that downbeat. It's that chunking along. And so you just follow your chords. So if we look at that first verse, you know, angels from the realms of glory. The main one that sounds different is when it goes to the D because the note changes on the G, but then we're right back. He who sang creation's story. Same thing, just hitting our bass note and then kind of hanging around the G. And then same thing with the E minor. And that's the main feel for most of the song. Now, we start opening that up as the song gets bigger, but still doing the same thing. Just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Very simple. And then on the quiet verse, we're just following bass notes. We're still making the chords in case they catch extra notes, but essentially just palm muting down strums. If you haven't taken the palm muting lesson in our 101 section, check that out. But you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And so it's a little quieter. Once again, it's just eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So what I gave you is I've given you loops of both those sections so you can get the feel for it. I also tabbed like a simplified version of that. So in the sheet music portion, the tablature is just individual notes. So you can just kind of get the feel of it, make sure you're hitting the right bass notes. But like I said, you don't have to be super precise on that. It's more about just kind of getting the feel of it. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, try that along with the loops, and then let's take a look at the walkthrough. Walkthrough, main thing to watch for is that there is a 2-bar in there, so you're not going to hear the accent. It's on the newborn king. It's always 1 2 1 2 3 4. Everything else is 4. And then the other thing is just watch how we're going to get bigger. We're going to start big strums, kind of back off on the choruses, and then how like the verse will keep growing as we go. And watch for that palm muting on verse 4. All right, let's take it from the beginning. 2 3 4. Verse 1, angels. Wing your flight o'er all the earth. D. Now proclaim Messiah's birth. Come and worship. Worship Christ the newborn King. Verse 2, shepherds. Watching o'er your flocks by night. God, residing yonder, shines the infant light. Come and worship, worship Christ the newborn King. We're starting getting a little bigger now. Sages, brighter visions, beam afar. shall fill his Father's throne. Gather all the nations to him, every knee shall then bow down. Come and worship, worship Christ the newborn King. Now nice and big. All creation join in praising God the Father, Spirit, and Son. Evermore their voices raising to the eternal, three in one. Come and worship Christ the newborn King. Repeat. Come and worship Christ the newborn King. So pretty straightforward, just kind of rolling right through, but just kind of keep building that dynamic and you'll be in good shape. Enjoy. For our solo acoustic section, there's really not a lot to bring into it. The song is already very dynamic. The only thing I might say is just kind of on your quieter parts, get quieter and quieter, and on your big parts, get bigger and bigger. That'll just kind of help you, keep this going. It's a pretty fast song. It moves really quickly, even though there's 5 verses. It's like not a big deal. We just fly right through them because the chorus is so short. So really just think about those dynamics up and down, and you'll be in good shape.